These are like practice takes, to be honest. I don't have like an audience or anything. These are pretty low key.
Next thing you know, you have 1 million subscribers. So
Very unlikely. I doubt that any of the conversations I've had so far um, would blow up. It's more just like, I don't know. I mean, they're interesting conversations. I don't know if like it it would blow up like mainstream, because like I feel like things that blow up are not like podcast type of stuff. Those kind of things are kind of like you have to listen throughout the whole thing to really get the effect. It's usually like those like 10-second videos that blow up though.
mm.
How are you
Whenever you're
doing?
ready.
No, yeah. How are you? This is very informal, Manuel. There's no when you're ready.
Okay, what is the first question? I'm ready for the interview. Come at me,
It's
sir.
not. I call it an interview, but it's just a conversation. I think I'm giving people the wrong idea that this is
No,
going to be like very scripted and
very interesting question. I really like that. So to answer that, I really have to think back into it, and I'll give you
Manuel.
the
I
answer.
would ask you to be yourself, but I feel like this is. I feel like I can't. I feel like I'm really bargaining here. I'm asking more than I really should.
And you're asking me to be myself, and
How are
that's what I'm
you?
doing right now.
How are you doing before this? What were you up to?
Um, I mean, what do you mean before this? Explain before this, because at this point, this is almost going on for a year. So.
No, I mean your whole day today.
Oh,
Really,
okay.
what led up to how you got here?
Oh yeah, let me start. So I start in the morning. I usually like to start with a doses of the like what people usually get breakfast. I like to start with a doses of homework. Then I actually get I'll think about getting breakfast, and I actually start thinking about like maybe I should do more homework, and then I continue and I actually do have breakfast, and there you go. But then I go back and like okay, I had breakfast. Maybe I should do something more interesting like homework, and then I continued my day and think what should I do next? I'm like oh I know homework. And then it's 2:30. I'm like, wow, I really need to vary my day. I'm like, what should I do now? And I'm like, oh, I know, I have a meeting right now. Okay, that's different. And then I continue my day. I'm like, okay, what should I do next? Actually, no, I have an interview, but I actually continue my day. And I'm like, what should I do next? Oh, homework and dinner and homework and homework. Wow, I'm so miserable.
I think I see a pattern. It's busy. That's what was the
Yeah,
interview? What was the interview for?
I was interviewing someone more than anything. It was
Okay.
about
Oh,
it was
oh,
about the
so you reversed it on them. They're like, so why do you think you're good enough for this company? And they're like, why do you think you should even deserve me? That's what you did.
I will do that one day if I have so many options. I can just joke around with one of them, and I honestly don't. I'm not even that interested in that option. I will feel bad for the interviewer because they're probably not getting paid enough for what they're doing. But like,
But that's probably how the
mm,
best interviews go, honestly, and not like you're overqualified. Like you ask some questions too.
oh
Like
yeah, you definitely need to sell yourself.
yeah, but
Anyway, so
I think I asked. No, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
as you can see, the pattern is it's not like every day. It's just today. It's always Fridays. I'm busy.
Okay, I
So yeah,
understand.
this is actually relaxing for me. So I don't have to think about homework.
That's good. What was the interview about?
It's about my RU research experience for undergrads. I think that's the acronym. It was mostly about he's doing like the electrical engineer side of things, like all the server deployments, and like the interview was about that, like asking how are things on his end, like explain to me what you're doing and what is
Oh, so this wasn't for like a job, right?
no.
It was more like a after you finished working, it's like how did you
Hmm.
what was your review about like your experience or something?
It was mostly so we can use that interview to like give it to potential customers, which are most likely universities, so they are more interested in our platform.
Customers as what did you do this for?
It's
It
an
was
REU for UMass.
RU
REU
R
research. It's like a research that UMass is doing about the platform that is. I don't know.
so it's your
I don't know.
fault Moodle is choking so hard.
Yes. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. A lot of this information isn't even public yet, so I'll just say it's a platform we're developing
Trust
and
me,
about
Moodle
clouds.
Moodle is not anything anyone wants to back engineer again. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not going to sell. Nobody
No.
wants it. Okay, let's get that.
No. But Spire, everyone wants that. It's so good.
You're being sarcastic, or
No. I'm being 100% serious. Let me
wait,
do this with my camera because I.
either I'm like underselling Spire or like I just hate it. I don't know.
No. Spire is the best platform for existing.
What were you? I guess you can't say what you worked on, but
I don't know if I can. That's the thing. I never
so
asked
like,
about.
who'd you work like the like web design people at UMass essentially? This was a job, and
No, it's not web design. It's we're deploying something, and
who are these clients? Like people who are also looking to work at
oh, I mean, I call them clients. I guess you could call them end users. We basically want to get researchers to like not only support us but maybe also sponsor us. No, not researchers, more like research institutions and researchers to use our platform. Yeah, yada yada.
Okay. Um, Wait, what is this platform even? I was joking about like Moodle Inspire, but what platform is this? Are you
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say
okay?
when I have.
So this isn't public. This isn't like a public server everyone knows about right now. You're just
No,
like,
it's still in deployment.
oh
Like, it's
wait,
still being deployed.
how'd you hear about work or even started working in this thing?
So I have my contacts, most likely legal.
Okay, and and then this was
I
like
don't know.
this was like a job you had at UMass for some time.
No, I heard about it over the summer. I'm like, oh, sounds interesting.
Hmm.
And I applied.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
I
pretty
actually
cool.
I actually really like it now. I wasn't sure into what I was applying at the beginning. It's just like I need to do something,
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel like
and then it's like, oh, okay, it's actually kind of cool.
hmm.
But like I said, I asked at the beginning when I apply is like how much of this information I'm allowed to like disclose, and they just said this
Yeah,
very vague statement. I'm like, you as you as a student working under us, you have some privilege to information that may not be available. So
mm,
I cannot tell you how much you can say about our project. Like
I see.
that's not as specific at all. But I guess nothing.
Do you like that? Not being in the loop about what you're making. They just tell
No,
you
no, I
like,
I know what I'm making. I just don't know how much I'm allowed to tell to other people.
oh, okay.
Oh, sorry for this
This
pineapple.
conversation is gonna leak, and you know all your employers are gonna know about. I honestly don't even think you said whatever it even is. You were super vague, but
Yeah, I was trying to be
I guess
vague.
that's the point. That's cool. No, go ahead, eat your pineapple in front of me on this audience of like I don't know. I think Arnish is gonna watch this. I'm not sure. Not many people. Look at you. You're so artsy with Van Gogh. And is this your room?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you right now? Curious.
My room,
Uh, okay. Like Florida, Mexico. Where'd you go?
my house,
I'm
next to my
not.
neighbors.
I'm not doing this, Manuel. I'm not playing
Florida.
semantics. Okay. Is this? Do you have family that live there, or what's the situation?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of like mom and
My dad.
dad? Huh?
My dad.
Okay.
Actually, my mom and dad, but my mom right now is in Mexico, and well, she's been trapped in there for a while.
I see.
So only my dad right now,
Sorry to
and
hear
my
that.
sister.
Okay. Hmm. How are you dealing with? Wait, were you what were summers like before? Were you able to like move between like going to Mexico see your mom and then come to Florida see your dad, or
No,
prior to
I didn't.
quarantine?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Prior to quarantine, you can go and come as much as like.
That was like the routine, you know, like go to Mexico and then sometimes come to Florida, or
I
mostly stay in
usually,
Mexico.
I usually just go into. I usually just go over the summer because, like, going to Mexico is like a long trip.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, because international flight can be expensive, so like I don't want to go every other day.
Yeah.
So when I go to Mexico, I try to make it like a 2 month. that's too much. Like a month and a half trip. So I usually only go over the summer.
Hmm. How do you like Mexico compared to? I mean, I don't know, whatever you want to compare it to, like Florida or UMass.
God, I don't repeat that question. It's just so hard.
What do you
It is
mean?
so different. It is so different.
Really? Well, I mean that's
I mean, both are semi-civilized. I'm kidding. Like, yeah, like Florida civilized is too much of a statement. Both are like, I'm kidding. Both are like civilized places. Like, public. Actually, no. Cross that. No public transport here.
this conversation is gonna leak into Mexico, and you're never
No, no,
gonna
no.
be back.
There is no
Yeah.
public transport here. There is public transport in Mexico. I'm saying like I don't know, like public transport. If you consider whatever we have here, public transport.
Civilized is an interesting choice of words, Manuel, which I don't know if I would use describing another country, but your words, Manuel, not mine.
How do I describe a nation that is like? I mean, I guess Mexico. You can
Just
where
talk
I
small.
live.
Just talk small. Where you're from, your hometown, your house in Mexico, people you
That's
grew up.
not. That's not even
People.
the question you ask.
I said how. I asked like
Which one do you
how.
like more? Like I said,
No, no.
it's
I asked
hard.
like I forgot exactly my words. It was like
You said
how.
exactly that.
Huh?
You asked me which one do I like more.
Like Mexico versus like
Hmm.
being. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should have clarified.
No, it's fine.
Like
Like you can
not
ask me
like.
that.
I mean, it was pretty open ended. I wasn't trying to um like the country itself. I mean, I don't think I doubt either of us have really know the entire country.
No, yeah, like that's what I was saying. It's a hard question because from my experience, I live like in a. I guess you could call it the San Francisco of Mexico. Like it's very technologically advanced and
If
Mexico
Manuel,
standards.
if I wanted a tour guide, I would just hire a tour guide. I
So
just
like
how is your hometown? How are the people? How is your hometown like you grew up in? That's
there are
a better
houses,
question.
there are houses and streets.
Wow, you're describing. You must be describing my neighborhood exactly.
Yeah, yeah. No. Actually, we also have buildings every so often. There's one or two sky. Actually, I don't think we have a what would be legally considered a skyscraper. I think a skyscraper have to be like a certain height, and I don't think any of the tall buildings we have because we do have tall buildings, but just not skyscrapers. Uh,
Good. You've described the architecture. Great. How are the
mm.
people? Let's get into the meat of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So people there usually have two legs. I will say usually because not all of them. Also, they usually have two eyes, and they tend to walk with.
Manuel, okay, I'm gonna be frank with you. If this whole interview, if it runs the course the way it does, I swear to God, less than like 5% of it is gonna be not sarcasm. Like Manuel, it's just like why can't okay.
You
Um
need to understand your audience. You're not telling a story. You're not telling my story. You're telling a story, and a truth never gets in the way of a good story. So I'm telling a story that your audience will hear, and you will get millions of views, because this is entertainment, and we're entertaining an audience. It doesn't have to be real.
I don't think
That's how podcast works,
Manuel,
most likely.
I don't know if most people or even myself cares for sarcasm 99% of the time. Okay.
Mm.
Nobody can handle that much. Like, I don't know another word for sarcasm. Okay. Man, well, I don't know. Can you just
Okay,
like,
I'll stop.
it's, not, it's, I think it's, why do you do that, Manuel? Why do you always have to have a joke answer for everything?
Because it's easy.
Let me just be frank with you. It's not funny. Okay. It gets super dry. It's so quickly. Okay. Uh, do you see it working when you say this like when you're super like this I don't know the way you tell jokes does it work how often does this work with people do they brush it off or do they laugh.
Half the time.
Are you sure because it feels more like 10 out of
Well,
10.
half the people tell me. Half the people. Well,
Who gets you, Manuel?
one
Who
quarter of the
who?
people. 1/4 of the people tell me they like it. 1/4 of the people tell me they don't like it, and half of the people just block me. So I really don't know of them. So I'll just assume they do. I'll just leave them as un- unknown. So half like it. All right, let's stop.
I can pass on that question. How are
What what question?
just you like to cook, right, man? Well, every every
Hmm.
every every here every now and then I see in the group chat you talk about like cooking. You sound like the well actually guys.
Well,
No, but no, it's cool. I think I love it when I hear people cooking because my expression's misleading, but I enjoy cooking as well. But yeah, what do you cook? What do you like to make?
hmm, no, not everything.
I remember you bringing hot sauce to like the dining halls or whatever.
Oh, that's just because the food is so dry. I need something to make it not dry. No, I mean also hot sauce just goes good with everything. No, but I think I like cooking mostly everything, except fried food. I don't like doing fried food mostly because it's just very annoying.
What do you mean? Getting burnt by the oil?
No, it's just like cooking the oil, like making frying everything, like taking off the excess oil, and then
You know, you could actually reuse the oil. I read something about that.
you can, but I mean I don't fry enough to actually bother reusing it. And
Okay.
then the most annoying part is like disposing of the oil because you need to like you cannot just throw it into the sink, for example, because it will clog it. So you need to dispose it into a trash can. But also you cannot just throw oil there. You need to like it's an annoying process.
I learned that the hard way. I
Clogging it?
yeah, I had to get one of those like it's called like a snake where you like crank it and it goes down the drain and removes the clog. But and that was a day long process that so I'm like very anxious about putting oil down the drain nowadays. Like
Yeah, no.
we always my family always save our plastic bottles so that we can funnel their excess oil because Vietnamese food we stir fry a lot,
Mm.
so we use like a decent amount of oil, and before we knew about like oil like congealing in the drain we would like sometimes dump it down there, um, but yeah what
Yeah,
it,
what I do go ahead.
oh no finish your thought, sorry.
What I do is I just wait for it to cool off a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and I put it on a bag so it doesn't burn my trash bag, which will be a problem. And then I just throw it into a trash bag. Yeah, I guess it's a lot of waste, but like if it
Wait,
burns my trash bag and
a
all the trash
liquid
is
a bag full of liquid?
yeah, I mean, I don't really think. I guess you could put it in a plastic bottle, but I don't have those lying around too much.
I guess. I mean, use what you got. I guess. I, I find it atrocious if the garbage man starts swinging like a water balloon around, and then like it cuts and it's a big mess.
Oh no! Imagine if it's oil. It's just all oily, and oil is annoying to get off.
Yeah. But no.
Well, now I have that
What do
image
you
in my
like?
head.
What do you like to cook? You don't like to fry.
That's the thing. I said I don't like to fry because I think I like to cook almost everything, like fish, meat.
You like
Uh,
making salads.
Actually, yeah, the scar that I hate making salads. It's just busy job. It's
Wow.
like I guess making a dressing is fun, but like making a salad
Dude,
is
who
like
makes dressing, dude?
let's. I do.
Do you make your own bread too? Like
No, that's annoying.
these are base ingredients, man. You don't have to make your own vinaigrette. Just
It's not hard. It's very easy.
I guess. Sure.
No, I don't make I don't bake. I hate baking. I mean, it's not like I hate baking. I tried it 3 times, and always something goes wrong.
Do you have a favorite dish you like to make?
Mm. This is one I really like. I don't make it too often because I don't have tuna too often. But it's a tuna fillet. You sear it very lightly with salt and pepper, very simple, and then you make this like dressing. I guess you call it a dressing or something else. That is soy sauce, ginger, olive oil, um I forgot the type of peppers. I forgot the name. I just know I have them.
Mm-hmm.
Jalapenos for freshness. Um, I have the recipe written down. Like the dressing has quite a lot of stuff, but it's great. You let it sit for a couple, like maybe half an hour, 1 hour, so like everything like mixes well together, like all the flavors mix well, and then you serve the tuna fillet with small slices, like not small, like thin slices of avocado on top, and you put the dressing on top, and it's great. Again, sear it, so like almost raw, or basically raw.
Fancy. I wait, pretty raw. Like you just
Yeah,
oh, you just sear it. You just sear it. Okay,
just a quick sear.
that's pretty cool. How'd you learn about this thing? It sounds kind of like I don't know. I guess that's not my style. You know, I think everyone prefers to cook like certain types of like let's say me. I like to use a lot of like grain in my cooking, like rice or like that's always the base of a lot of my style.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like do you do you cook a lot of meats? You know.
I mean, I just try to maintain like a plate where like I have protein, I have like carbs, usually rice because it's easy to make, and I have like some kind of. Nowadays, I'm just like I told you, I hate making salad. So my definition of a salad is just like grabbing some spinach and cutting some tomatoes.
I I hear you, man. Salad really makes you work for your meal, and it's
It just
more than you should.
it's annoying. Like it's cutting this, cutting that, cutting that, cutting that, cutting that, and like cutting is definitely the most annoying part of prepping meals.
Hmm.
Like the cooking is fun, the
I love
cutting is not.
cutting. I love cutting food.
Really, I do not.
Hmm. Get a nice sharp knife and just like dice things up.
I think I need a sharper knife. Like I've been sharpening my knife every so often, but I think it's just I think it completed its mission. And I don't have like one of those fancy stone sharpeners and like you sharpen it and like you can cut a piece of paper without it. Like no,
Hmm.
I have a normal sharpener. Maybe I should
Like,
get a fancy sharpener.
hmm.
Yeah, like the ones that are like I don't know what they are. I guess rock, metal, granite. I don't know. You
Hmm.
just like sharpen it.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Nice.
we don't receive a text.
Come on,
Wait, let me.
man. Manuel, you're still on the show.
I know.
And
This is part of the show. Wait, let me tell them I'm doing this.
uh-huh.
Let me take a screen. What? You're literally publishing this. You can't be shy about the fact that I'm sharing that I'm doing this.
Go. Anyways, you ready or what?
Yeah, I'm ready. Like
Oh,
I can do both things at a time.
dude. Cool. I'm curious how you got into programming.
Mm, I didn't. No, I'm kidding. Um, I don't know. I I started like very late. I wanted to be an astronaut for a long time. Then I was like, that sounds dangerous. I should be an astronomer. I'm like, that sounds boring. I should be an astrophysicist. And then when I was like in 10th grade, like maybe ninth grade, I met this friend. No, actually no. I met this friend in 7th grade of middle school. Someone sent me a text. In seventh, oh Jeremy, um, middle grade of um 7th grade of middle school, and they said no, they were very into computers. I'm like, at that time I wasn't, and I guess long exposure into computers made me like computers, but more like a hardware aspect. I mean, there's some software too, but mostly hardware. So I thought about being a computer engineer for a while. Then I started getting into software back when I was in like ninth grade of like high school. And 10th grade, I decided to like take some not programming classes, but like computer software classes. And 11th grade, like junior year, I took I think programming class, and so the 12th grade. No, actually, I didn't take a programming class until 12th grade. and I think I got into it since then. Yeah, like I said, I was very late into it.
What was it that appealed to you about it though?
Yeah, good question. What
That's
am I doing?
I feel whatever I feel like I don't think I have an idea of what your answer is, but
It's fun, I guess.
I've asked a lot of don't worry, I've asked a lot of other people that same question. I've asked let me go down the roster with you of people who've
I would call it more like the
been
rabbit
asked
hole.
that question and have not like an enthusiastic, so to speak, answer. I think I know Asun when I asked him what he why is he doing computer science. He says it's not exactly what he wants to do, but
Mm.
it's definitely financially appealing to him, and I think that like financial degree of freedom will like help him out do will help him out you know, go into a career that he does want to do. And it sounds a little like vague, but I mean,
Makes sense.
I think he wants to go into like something in tech at least, because he's definitely like very tech savvy. And I don't know if he wants to do computer science, but I think it definitely opens doors to other tech related careers that he'd be into. Um,
That
yeah,
sounds like a very ace on answer.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't sound like he knows what to do, what he wants to do in computer science either. Because
Nobody does really. I've
um,
only met one person who knows what they want to do, like 100%, and that's Andy. Literally every other person is just like they have an idea, but they don't really 100% know what they want to do. I mean, I thought I did.
mhm.
I came here with a plan and like a concrete idea of what I wanted to do, and I think it's all confused right now. I'm very confused about what I want to do. I discovered like a lot of things I didn't know I like.
Well, what motivates you to like get through these classes? Because it definitely doesn't sound like an easy like major. Because I always see you guys in the lounge like so up late at night working on projects, and it doesn't look I don't know the atmosphere around computer science isn't like super uplifting. Um, you know what I mean?
Well, that's because the humor of computer scientists, and this is not even, I think I've proven this even with my professors. The humor of a computer scientist is self deprecating. So we just make fun of ourselves the entire time.
Is that how you get through computer science? You just
Yeah.
self-deprecate? Is that the key?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the key.
That's
Yeah.
so
The more you make fun of yourself, the better you are. That's what I tell myself every day.
maybe that's a pattern in like engineering too. I'm not sure.
Most likely.
I definitely that's definitely alien in like the biology major. Nobody's like I think it's a very supportive environment. Um no, I wouldn't say friendly though. I think there's definitely a lot of competition in biology. Because like everyone's trying to be a doctor or a nurse and it's like
Yeah,
oh
and med school is impossible to get in.
yeah, med school is like is like the tea all the time when everyone's talking about like, oh, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna finish my GRE exam like practice or whatever, and like everyone flushes out their plans to be a doctor, and I'm not in that bunch because like I think I'm looking more for like biostatistics or bioinformatics, but yeah, I think every major has its pros and cons.
Yeah, kudos to doctors. Like politics aside, they just work hard,
Yeah.
regardless of what people think.
Mm-hmm. I, I was talking to Asen about doctor stuff because his parents are both doctors, and he was shedding some light on the environment of like the hospital setting or even private practice because when you're working together with a lot of other doctors, it's definitely competitive. Like he says, there's a lot of like stepping on toes. Um, I don't know why exactly. I forget exactly what he said. Something about like only the like top like 10% of doctors actually blank. I don't remember exactly what it was, but um, definitely like the nature of being a doctor. I mean, I might even argue that it's might be even similar to politics, like because like a doctor, you know, you're expected to be like this angel who saves people, and you got to maintain this like a good record. And I don't know. I feel maybe with doctors they check your record more and like more they're more anal with like your history as opposed to politicians who could probably get the runaround easier. I'm not sure. I'm definitely making a lot of assumptions right now that I don't know about
All I
doctor
know is
stuff.
they pay. All I know is they pay ridiculous insurances
Yeah,
because being sued by someone dying,
mm,
regardless if it's your fault or not, happens. Um, just saying. Also, I think a lot of things with doctors is like not only getting to med school is hard, becoming anything that is not a general practitioner is hard. So like once you get into med school, you can just be stuck. I mean, if you're fine with that, that's good for you. But if you want to do something more interesting, you can just be stuck without being a general practitioner. There happens to be a lot of people better than you. You're like, okay,
yeah. It's weird. I find it hypocritical when you're a doctor to like I don't know. I always get the impression from people who want to be doctors is that, you know, they want to help save lives. And then like you look at like what it means to be a doctor and like healthcare in America, and there's definitely that stigma about like, you know, if you don't have health insurance, then we're like not legally obligated to help you. Um I don't know.
it's
Everyone
it's a
wants to be
whole
a different.
dilemma.
Yeah. I'm not like blaming anyone though. Like I think being a doctor is an awesome thing to do.
I can see both point of views. I mean, I don't know how insurances work, and I think insurances are more like not so much as affiliated with doctors, but more affiliated with like I don't know how they work, but like at least I know why people like it's hard to provide like free healthcare because like you have doctors and like they have a lot of requirements and like they require a lot of education and that costs a lot of money. So like they paid a lot, but they earn a lot because of that. So like you either have two options: you either reduce their salary and make worse doctors, or you try to provide free healthcare and like run a country into debt. That has happened before.
Or
So yeah,
maybe
it's just a very hard thing to do. I think provide healthcare.
I might have an unpopular opinion, but
Go ahead.
possibly make like being a doctor cheaper because it's weird because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like being doctors, you know, whatever their word is final and they're right about
Yeah.
everything. But you know, there's so much malpractice all the time, and you know, you spend so much money to like understand health science and etc. like about the body, but mistakes happen so much, and like we don't even know. Like medicine is like at the top as is at the top as it is already, but I mean, I don't think it's perfect. Obviously, you know,
No.
um, like I don't know, the health science industry is so weird. Like everyone thinks that like you should go on this diet or this diet, this will help you, or you need to cut these foods out of your life. But you know, at the end of the day, everyone's genetics is different, and everyone's going to respond differently to different, you know, practices, and you know, it's there's no one size fits all like with this miracle drug or whatever, and like I feel like if people are okay that like doctors, you know, even the best doctors make mistakes. They put so much money into doctors being perfect. They don't do
It's
that for cops though, because they
no.
expect them to do bad, and they're like, all right, you get the basic training.
Yeah, I think like it's like people don't realize medicine is like an ongoing field, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean doctors are probably they don't realize it too. So like they think what they know, it is what it is, which is like not true. What they know, it is what science currently knows, and maybe not even that because maybe since they learn, they discover a lot of new things. And I mean, I think it is an obligation, like a civic duty of doctors to be like constantly on like inform of like what's the new information deployed by like science associations. I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but like even then, like it's just what they know is what science knows at the time. So like it's not always true. Yeah, it's
It,
definitely
it's
it's
interesting you
definitely
it's interesting you brought up science because you want to hear something crazy I learned maybe
what.
like a week ago actually. This British they're like a medical article place. I don't have the English proper to say what their title is. They publish health articles and like their research, and they publicized recently that I think it's called the Lancet, the site, and they said that in Europe, uh, pretty much half of all health science like clinical trials that have been published are have been done not properly. Like they're not replicable is the word they use. Like
Mhm.
they've only done the trial once, so like they've never done multiple trials to see like if it actually works in a lot of cases or not. And so they're like saying how they know that half of their records are complete garbage. They just don't know which half yet. So it was like really mind blowing that we're basing a lot of what we know on studies that haven't been properly tested enough, and we just don't know what it is though yet. Like there's so much um like like clinical trials that have been gone through that it's like so hard to flush through all of it and backtrack. um you even see that in other fields too, like they don't do their practice correctly. um if you look at informatics, like how many like data science projects go like when they run through for clients, it was like 87% of all like projects done by data scientists fail, um, for multiple reasons. But like even the practices they do in data science is like could are some of some of the methods are outdated, like the p value test.
No.
Oh, it's like it's a statistic method they use. It's for like finding like an average or something, but they say it's really unreliable because I don't know. It's just like I'm not like smart enough to explain it, but like when they go down to the meat of it, a lot of people like see it's pretty outdated. Like they use it for basic teaching to students, but um, you know they just like ignore that stuff. So I don't know. It's really frustrating when you want to go into a field like being a doctor or like computer science when you know that like there's a lot of it's really crazy. There's not a lot of order. A lot.
Caveats.
I don't know about caveats, but like that the system's not perfect and there's so many mistakes, and like it's just not perfect, and that like I don't know what you're basing yourself on is like not reliable sometimes. Do you feel that maybe in computer science? Like, does it ever? Because the thing with computer science is that it's like everyone says it's a constantly changing field. So like, if you spend your time so much learning one thing, you realize people move on and do something
Yeah.
else. That
Literally,
must be really frustrating.
the computer science. People say computer science like an ever learning trade. I guess you can call it a trade. An ever learning skill because literally what you learn maybe 5 years ago is no longer true, and
Yeah,
not because the industry move on. Sometimes simply what you learn got updated, literally updated. So you need to like find out what the new information is.
I hate
It's
that
pain.
because like I think a lot of people find that appealing. Like this is an ever long learning process, and this is I'm never going to stop learning new stuff. But I wonder how much of that is even like old stuff you learn even transfers to the new stuff. um
That's basically everything. I guess the only field that is like very much almost set in stone, and I will say almost because even now like old physical theorems that we believe are no longer true. I guess
mm,
physics is one of them. Is like we know physics enough to say, okay, this is true.
I guess it also helps though to like obviously everyone's going to hit a bump, but it helps to be part of that, like figuring out how to get over that bump maybe. and like not cut corners and just like say this works or not. But
Also, Sarah says hi. You want to say something?
who,
What other Sarah do you know? Oh, actually, no. You know a couple of Sarahs.
dude? Fuck Sarah's, man.
Wow. Okay, I'll
I
say
don't,
that.
I don't, I don't
No,
know.
no, no, no. You're stuck with that.
How many Sarahs are there? Linehan, right? Linehan, dude.
Yeah, I'm saying that. He
Dude,
says fuck Sarah's.
dude, Sarah Linehan's cool, man. I don't really
No,
know.
no.
I don't really know her that well, but she seems
You
cool.
already said it. You already said it.
Why are you like leaking this before it's even released?
I'm not even leaking information. I just said I'm talking with Brian. I and she said like hi Brian.
Wow,
Like
so exciting. You're talking to Brian, the most interesting person in the world.
it's more than what I'm usually doing.
Is that how you perceive me on this pedestal? That I'm somehow mightier than thou?
She literally just said hi Brian.
Why? No, no. I'm just.
And I told you she said hi Brian. I'm like you're like fuck Sarah. So I'm like okay.
Well, I didn't check the messages yet because I'm trying to be polite to our conversation. But I got messages from Jonathan. I mean Trico
I mean
and
go ahead.
Jeremy.
This is very informal. It's not like a meeting or anything.
Yeah, but you're talking to me, man.
Okay, we got a megalomania. Actually, no, that's more like someone that wants all the attention to themselves. What is that?
It's just being polite, man. I guess.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I see how it is.
Manuel, there's not even a joke there. Just like be polite. Just talk to me when I'm talking to you. There's
I'm
no.
talking. I'm literally listening. I heard
I
everything you
hate it
said.
when people pull out their phones, man. It's so distracting. I'm trying to like talk to
Don't get
you.
distracted. I can multitask. It's
Oh,
called
it's my fault.
multitasking.
Oh, it's my fault that I'm
I mean,
not get I'm not you're not listening to me. Dude, I have told you stuff in the past. Okay, you got to realize your attention span, you know, can like be bouncy. I've talked to you in the past and you're like, "Huh? What was that?" You know,
oh, that's
you
just
can
me
get
blocking up.
you get spacey. You get spacey and you
No, I sometimes can block off my head of like outside information, and I can do that very effectively. I can be next to someone and completely not listening to them. It's kind of amazing because if I want to concentrate, I can just do that.
that definitely sounds like some introvert traits right there.
Oh wow, I see. You're psychoanalyzing me right now.
Isn't that what an introvert is? They dismiss people a lot.
No, I do it on purpose though. Like, it's not like I don't want
Proving my
something.
point.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, what I was saying is I can multitask. I can look at something while I listen to you.
I get that.
There,
I
these are
get
two
that.
different. These are two different functions that work independently. I don't
Sometimes
need to look what I'm listening to.
I feel like everyone thinks they're a good multitasker until they
Oh no,
realize they can't
I'm a horrible.
multitask like to a like they have limits, you know.
I'm a horrible multitasker, but I can very easily just like look at a text quick and go back to the conversation. It's not like I'm writing something.
There's momentum, okay? A conversation has momentum, and you kill the momentum when you look at your phone, and I have to pause, you know,
Wait, phone
because
starts with P, and there's a momentum to conversation. So the phone is momentum because P is momentum. So the phone is a momentum. Me pulling out the phone is a momentum. P, momentum.
how are you liking being at home versus being on campus, Manuel?
In, infallible,
Did you have
infallible
plans? Did you
statement.
have plans to live on campus by any chance?
I did. That didn't go well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are in your position. Were you looking to live off campus or on campus?
Long story. I was looking to live off campus.
Okay. How was that? How did that go? Obviously, I know
Well,
how it went, but like,
no
were
name
you able to
calling.
find roommates or anything?
No
Or-
name calling. No name calling. But long story short, my roommate canceled on me. So yeah, not well.
Dude, it's like Webster all over again. Or, well, where did you live before? Where did you live freshman year? Webster. did I
I don't
did I
want to
did
talk.
I did I touch on a touchy subject?
They just open Pandora's box over there.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot I wanted to say something regarding doctors. Actually, I thought of a good idea. To offer like, I mean, maybe free healthcare eventually, or at least like very cheap healthcare.
Did you just say
You
you were
could,
gonna offer me free healthcare?
yes, no,
I didn't
no.
hear you properly.
I was thinking there's a way to like offer like reduced healthcare or free healthcare. I was thinking of this. You could have two type of doctor certificates. I know this sounds kind of like discriminating, like, oh, you're a real doctor, you're like a government doctor, but like you could have government um what is the word for it? When
Federal?
when the government pays you for something, like gives you money to subsidize. Government subsidize like doctor universities, quote unquote. Like government subsidized med schools that like you go to there to study like being a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's much cheaper. The government subsidizes it. However, maybe it's not as good, but you get a doctor certification that allows you to work in government healthcare facilities, or like what government healthcare could provide.
Mm-hmm.
And since these doctors earn less, they can maybe reduce the cost of healthcare a lot because of that. And it's true that these doctors might not earn as much, but also their education didn't cost as much, and they didn't spend as much time in it because it's like shorter and like not as maybe thorough as like a private healthcare education. So like I don't know, that's a good way to offer like cheap healthcare. It's like
I
government
think you
subsidized med
I think
schools.
you brought up a thing that already exists. It's like I I sent it to Jeremy. It's like a loan relief program where you want to you finish medical school. I mean, let's say you want it was specifically to dentists for Jeremy's case. It was like
Well,
they get dentists, and they're like used quote unquote sure inner cities where why did I say quote unquote, yeah, inner cities, like places where like healthcare isn't as affordable, and so there are like these places like in Washington where they'll relocate doctors. I mean dentists. I think doctors too. Yeah, healthcare in general to these places where you work to pay off your loans, but also get a salary. I think they're
then
government. I think they're government subsidized.
that's not a bad idea either.
Yeah, I thought that was like I think it kind of mirrored what you were saying, sort of. But
That's definitely the solution, because like it's hard to offer like cheap or free healthcare when like doctors have to earn so much money because they have to pay so much debt. It's like how could you like say, hey, so we'll pay you less money to offer free healthcare? It's like you're gonna say no.
dude, they charge me like 100, maybe even more dollars to take out a tooth, a
Yeah,
loose tooth. Why can't I just yank that motherfucker out myself?
because you have a nerve, and that
Uh
nerve
huh.
hurts. That nerve hurts you a lot when you touch it.
Totally
So,
worth it. So worth it.
oh no, it's absolutely ridiculously expensive, but like I mean that's what it is.
Dude, my dad's friend, he has five implants in his bottom teeth, and the rest are dentures, and it costs a total of like 25,000.
Yikes!
Yeah, it's like, and that's pretty normal, like across the board in many other states too.
Want to hear a fun fact?
Sure.
Because like because of the pandemic, there is something new called Zoom doctor appointments. Which I mean, it makes sense. Like a lot of doctors don't want to see you in person, especially if it's not like something very important.
All
So
right, Manuel, open your mouth. Get up in front of the camera. All right, let's see. Let's see those cavities.
oh no,
Have you
it
been
was for
floss? Have you been flossing? It doesn't look like it.
I just said a pineapple.
Yeah.
I was saying so you can literally like right now I can literally set up appointments for like doctors in Mexico, which are much cheaper from here, which is kind of
Mhm.
funny.
Dude,
Much cheaper. Also,
outsourcing is the
um,
move.
certain person responded, and I don't think she will be happy with what you said. There's only one way to know.
Foxeras, that person. Uh, why do I care about that, Manuel? Why do you have to kill the momentum? We're talking about doctors, and you gotta be like, "Oh, hey Brian, text,
You literally say this is
unrelated
not a horrible
text."
conversation.
It's just being polite, Manuel. Okay. Treat me like it's just you and me, and we're talking like normal people. Okay. Don't you think it's rude to pull out your phone when you talk to someone?
I mean, depends on the setting. I feel
Okay.
like you're in a common setting when you're like just having a conversation. It's kind of normal to like I don't know, put off your phone, check out something, and like while you're listening, as long as you're not completely ignoring them.
You pulled out your phone like literally 10, 5 times.
3 times, literally 3 times. I've counted them because my phone is like at hand's reach, so I need to pull it out.
Man, well, I tolerate this. I don't know if I can say the same for others. Just a little life tip.
I'm almost certain nobody has ever made that comment, so I think it's you.
Just because no one says it doesn't mean you're doing great. Okay.
I've literally seen people like talk like this, which is I will admit that is annoying when they're just like talking to you and you're like on their phone. Okay, that's annoying, but like I literally just pull out your notification really quick.
And you're like, hey Brian, look, a text. I don't care about the text, man. Well,
You
doesn't
don't
matter to
care?
me.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, it's probably better if you don't know what that person said.
Sure, sure. Anyways, doctors, dude,
Wait.
I'm holding in the heart longest pee right now, so I'm gonna
Wow, so rude. How can you like
give me
do
like
that
one
to me?
minute.
No, incredible.
It's not
That's
rude. I have to pee. I'll be
wow.
back.
You can I cannot have your undivided attention. Wow.
I'm back.
I don't you left. I don't want to see you again.
Uh, are you being sarcastic?
No,
Because we could just end the episode then. If you
I'm
want.
kidding. I'm kidding.
See, and well, it's really getting stale. The sarcasm, it's really losing its luster.
You know, people say do things for yourself, and my humor is for myself.
You live in your head, Manuel? Do you live in your head?
A little
You
bit. Half the time I do.
look at texts while people are talking to you.
That's the
So
most normal thing to do.
people tell
I
you people tell you you're not funny and your sarcasm isn't funny, but you insist on it despite this feedback that nobody likes it.
okay.
I'm just being honest, Manuel. What I've seen.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you think it? Do you think um, it it hurts you to do sarcasm all the time, or does it make conversations hard on people?
I think it's a good icebreaker.
Yeah, like once, and then you start, talking about yourself. But I know, like, if you make it your entire personality, it's just dismissive and cold, and you're like shutting people off. People want genuine answers from you, like most of the time. You don't have to like pretend, you know, this whole time and like not open up to people. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
You get that? Like, I appreciate that. Like, you're even doing this and opening up, but like, I'm just being honest. I think you do it way too much. The sarcasm, I don't think most people like it.
See, that's the thing. I used to care too much about what people think of me, and that's a wrong way of thinking about things.
How so?
Because if you make your whole personality of how people see you, then you will never be happy about what you do because you're like you will never be comfortable about what you're doing because there's always someone who will not enjoy what you're doing. So like you will be
What
worried
if
about
what
that
if what if
person.
it's everyone? Well, okay, no, a better question is
Then you should find someone
back
else.
back back to like I asked, like, how do you think? Like, so it's about you. So why do you think it's working? Like, you do it, you act sarcastic, but what for? You know, why do you do it?
Because I find it much easier for myself to pull a sarcastic answer when I don't know how to answer something rather than like awkwardly just stare there in silence.
Do you think that you could try answering stuff more, maybe? Like, not be sarcastic? I'm just being completely objective here. Like, do
It's
you
not that
think
I don't. It's not that I don't want to answer. It's I don't know how to answer sometimes.
that's fine? You could just say you don't know how to answer it. I don't think. I think that's a far better answer than like, brushing it off. I think it's a little more genuine. Well, what do you think? I mean, the whole point of answering questions is like, I don't know.
I
Well,
don't know.
even no, no. The whole point of just talking to people is like, do I dismiss this person or do I, come in a little, a little courtesy, a little like friendliness. Do you like turning people off like that way, like shrugging off questions all the time in this? You can just say like you don't know stuff, and that's perfect. I think that's a perfectly fine answer too. Like if
I should.
I mean,
I probably. I
there's not
probably do
there's not
know
even
about
there's not
myself.
even answers. I don't even ask you questions that are like hard that you don't know how to answer. I ask you things like where are you right now, and you say like in my room. I mean, and I clarify like, are you in Florida, etc. And you're like, I'm in my room. Obviously, there's an answer to it.
Yeah, of course I know that. Of course I know the answer to the question. It's a very easy question, and uh, it's kind of like a question that sounds to interview or like I don't know
I'm not interviewing you,
to
okay? It's
like
just I'm
to
just a
like
conversation.
how's the weather outside. So like it's a good way to like when a question is stale to make it a little bit like less stale.
Yes, but like I think I don't know how I don't know how like how much you can bring out of basic questions. If I asked you like, it's a serious question. I think most of the time people ask you things, they're being serious. They're
Mm,
not expecting a joke answer.
half the time people ask me something, I detect sarcasm.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, people rarely ask serious questions. Very rarely.
I think how often do people ask you sarcastic questions? That sounds like one out of like 12, I don't know, questions people ask you is going to be a sarcastic one.
A fair
How
amount. I don't think people in general are not like very.
most people like ask most people I talk to, they're being like serious. They like there's a direct Q&A. I don't
Depends on
know
the setting.
I don't know how many people I talk to that are expecting a joke answer every time. I look at most of the conversations I have with people. Um, I don't know. Something to consider. Like, are they expecting a joke answer from me? Because I feel like, I mean, maybe the people you interact with is different, but based on this conversation so far, like, I can't recall being asking you a sarcastic question so far, unless you can recall. But I think
No,
most
not
you
really.
you think most of my answers have you think most of my questions have been sarcastic?
No, I said not really.
Oh,
No.
okay. Then yeah, like okay, yeah, good. We're on the same page. Do you think that like your sarcastic responses is appropriate or like I don't know.
Like I said, I'm just being myself.
If you're okay with that, then you know, I feel like most people get turned off by that. If you're comfortable with like,
I said it. I can work on myself. I can do things. I can better things that I do wrong. I cannot change as a person for others people's sake because then I only live for people pleasing other people, and I'm happy when what I'm doing myself. So that's a very bad way to think about go about stuff. And I
yeah,
used to do that a lot, and I don't like doing that anymore. So that's it. Like
you don't like pleasing people.
I don't think you should go your life pleasing people.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to serve people, and it's another to
I think you should be.
appease their self interest. If
I think
someone's
you should
if
be.
people are like, oh Manuel, you should drink with us like every night. That's not I think obviously that's just like you know satisfying their self interest, but being nice to people, being kind, like I think that's just a healthy thing for you and everyone else.
I think you should be amicable, understanding. What is the word I'm looking for? Mm, there's two words for them. I forgot them. Crap. Uh, crap.
Do you think that you exhibit these like traits when you talk to people, like your understanding? Um,
Yeah,
okay. Um,
I believe so. When there's a serious situation, I take it seriously. When there's like a colloquial, non-serious situation, and like I respond appropriately. You said
okay.
so yourself. This is a very like informal interview. Not even interview. It's like an informal talk.
I
We're just
mean,
talking.
yeah, no, no, no. I get that. I mean, even if this was real life or like if this wasn't an informal talk in real life, it's still like a conversation between two people. It doesn't, you know, register to like some like I don't know if I would use the word rude, but I don't think like dismissive behavior is even appropriate for formal or informal talk.
I mean, I'm here answering your questions. I
The
make a joke
sarca- the
every so.
sarcasm, the sarcasm, okay? Like I feel like it's very excessive
That's the
to me.
thing. I am a sarcastic person.
Okay.
And like I said, I could work on that. However, I am a sarcastic person, and not because people don't like sarcasm. I mean, I will stop doing sarcasm because like I'll just start again the rabbit hole of pleasing other people and like, not
No,
being
no, no.
myself and
Well,
not
no,
enjoying what
you
I do.
well, here's the thing. This is how you know, are you interested in whether like you believe if this is um like do you believe in like right or wrong? Like do you think the sarcasm is right for you, so to speak? Like you think it's
It
okay?
is very subjective.
Okay, do you think it's okay to be sarcastic for yourself? Like this much?
Mm, like I said, it's very subjective. Depends on the setting. It's
Okay.
very hard to say like this is right and this is wrong,
Okay,
especially things that
well,
are not very definite like sarcasm.
well, okay, I
Like
don't know.
some people,
I don't know your experiences as to how often you're sarcastic and people enjoy your company from that.
some people some people may enjoy it, some people may not, and it's like very subjective to every single person to like say like, oh, this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah, no,
Like
I get that. I just mean say in your experiences, like most of the time, do people prefer it or not? And I mean like because like I think that's what you have to base it on. Whether
that's what you're
if it
not
works,
understanding.
if it works for you, if you think it works for you and it works for them, then I think that's like how do I say this? I wouldn't say truth. Like I think that's how you know like if you're honest with yourself and you're confident if you're confident in what you do, like that's most important. But you can't live in your own head, like you have to know whether this is true or not. And so you get like feedback from people, and based on their feedback, you have to like reaffirm whether or not what you're doing is right or wrong. Like you have to test it out, so to speak. Like let's say you think your like level of sarcasm is okay, and so you test it out on like 100,000 people, um, and you weigh it out. You know, the people that did like it, you know, was it right for you to like say that to them? Like maybe they didn't care, or they like it didn't bother them because I don't know, for whatever reasons.
You're thinking way too much into this. I told you there are some people. I'm sarcastic, and basically our entire text consists of us memeing around each other, and it's very fun, and we're cracking out loud because it's just hilarious. Some other people, not so much. Some people it's like a half and half. Like for example, Asen is a great example. Sometimes we're just memeing around and like saying the dumbest stuff possible, and sometimes we're having real talks that are of course serious. And like it really depends on the setting. Um,
I guess
I
so.
have some friends when I get serious with them, it usually ends in an argument because we're both very intense people, and like yikes. So like usually when we're talking, it's just like a like more like joke style because
Hmm.
otherwise we'll just like get on each other's throats because God, we're both very intense about what we do.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe maybe I could be misreading the setting right now. Um, I
I
guess
mean, no,
my intentions for this, you know, joking around obviously is nice, but I don't know like if you can tell if I'm being like if I'm asking a quote unquote serious question or not, because I think most of what I've been asking isn't shits and giggles, you know, like most of the
I mean,
time I'm not.
it's clear you don't like sarcasm, but I
I
think
like
the question.
sarcasm. I think it's okay here and there. If it makes up the entire conversation, I don't. This isn't like a. We're not sending each other memes, you know. We're not. Um, you know, we can like fuck around for like an hour or so, but you're not. This. Do you get the sense that I'm like messing around right now, though?
Mm,
I'm not being serious either,
right
though.
now, right
I'm like
now,
I'm.
right
It's like
now,
it's like intermediate. I want like a an answer from you from stuff like.
right now, not. But like I say, it really depends on the setting. For example, when we were like, you asked me where am I right now? I was like, that's a very like that's not the most serious question one can ask. It's like you can joke around that because it's not like very important. It's not like someone watching this may think, oh wow, he made a joke about that. It's like, oh, he's joking about where he's living. Funny, maybe not
But
funny.
it's like
Well, like
all
for
the
example,
time. It's like
when we were talking
nonstop,
when we
man.
were talking about like the doctor stuff, I was not joking around because that's a serious
Yeah.
conversation and
No,
people
that
deserve to
was
know
great.
that.
That was fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. It really depends on the setting. For example, as you notice right now, I'm not picking my phone because this is a serious conversation and there's no reason for me to pick it. But maybe when we're having like a less intense conversation or like a less important conversation, I don't know, quickly glance at my phone and see what's been happening because I think I was supposed to play Catan with Brendan at like 12, and I'm checking the hour to see if I haven't missed it. So like
Mm.
stuff like that. So like
Okay.
yeah, it really depends on the setting. Like right now, I mean I just did it because to show you, but like I have not done it.
Maybe I'm giving a maybe I'm like not setting the scene as well as I should be, and I'm like setting expectations for you that may be like not fair to you. Um,
No, I mean it's good to have
I
a.
just want to bring up things that like that may seem like touchy subjects, but I want to talk about them though because I feel like it's because like based on past experience with your sarcasm, I think it's like worthwhile to bring it up and because like I think you agree like sometimes your sarcasm doesn't work here and there and it puts off the mood sometimes.
I used to. That's the thing. I used to think that, and I used to be very self-conscious about being myself, and I used to feel very bad about just like acting like myself. That I met people who really liked like me being dumb
Okay.
sometimes. And like that made me happy about it because like, oh great, I don't need to act like a certain person. I can just not worry about what I'm doing and not and like be glad that like someone likes it and like that's the point. At some point you just need to like consider how much is worth it to like um change your attitude to please someone else if it like really like affects you that much. And like that's what is the point. At some point I just like was thinking, crap, I'm doing this, people don't like it, I should not do this. And like it was a constant thinking of like I should not do this. and it's just horrible. It's a horrible mental state to be in, because then you're miserable all the time because you're thinking about pleasing other people, and there's someone who will always not be pleased.
No, 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 no. Like I
No, like
said, like I
I know
said,
what. Wait. Let me finish this. I know what you're going to say. I understand your point, and I know certain people are different, and I think the job of every person is to act a little bit different with every person, because people are different and people like different stuff. So I learned you liked having real talks a lot and like having serious conversation. Okay, that's fine. I didn't know that. So that's fine. We can have serious conversations. I noticed you like that. You don't like not having a serious conversation, because I think you feel people take you as a joke half the time. I mean, that's clear when you don't like it. People like joke to you about the poop meme. That's honestly kind of bad. I don't know how that became a joke.
I
And
haven't. Oh, like in our group chat or like just in our friend group
yeah,
poop
yeah,
stuff.
that was like a very horrible, not horrible,
I can.
just a
Don't
bad
get the
joke.
wrong idea. I like poop as much as anybody else. Okay.
Okay, I hear you again.
I just like. I don't know. I'll take your word and think about that because I think a lot of people can relate to you. Like I think I feel like it boils down to just like just echoing what you said. You know, um like not living to like worry so much about other people, and I understand people who think like that. I don't agree with that, but I think it's just too complicated for me to like get into like the nitty gritties of like I think it comes down to beliefs really. Like I um like want I think we're kind of opposites so to speak. Like I want to be immersed in other people and you know there's other people who, you know, are try not to be as immersed into other people right now.
Yeah,
I can understand that from people I know and you know
that's definitely an
that's something I want to think about though.
that's definitely an advice I give to people. Is like, if you feel not uncomfortable, but like if you feel out of place with your like relationship with people, think about what you're doing that is not what you want to be doing, because those people are around you, and maybe think, is it worth it to be doing this because those people are around you?
Yeah,
That's It took me a lot. It's not a hard state of mind to be out of. It's like
at the end of the day,
you
as
want
long
people to
as
like you.
yeah, I mean at the end of the day, as long as you're okay with yourself and the people you have around you, um, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, I think everyone has a different degree of how much people they want to like be around and like you know just be a part of people's lives or um, you know they just want to be more like connected with other like people of different types, you know, people they don't like and people they do like. They want to like get to know everyone, so to speak, and I think that's totally respectable. And the same goes for the opposite. You know, if you're okay with your, you know, group of people that you know, enjoy, um, that's. I mean, it's. I guess it is. I
Honestly,
guess it is subjective, depending on like what you're aiming for. Um,
never been more sure and better about that's like that sentiment of the people I'm around with.
okay, that's good though. As long as you have people like that, then like I have no qualms. That's great though, Manuel.
Thanks.
Um, yeah, I say it out of concern, obviously, because I'm like a witness. I'm like I look from the outside and I see how you know people who look at your sarcasm. I'm using your
I know
sarcasm as a scapegoat,
I
but
know who you're talking about, and I know those people. And honestly, I think it is better if I stop trying to fix myself, as they like to say, to be more likable. It's like, I did it. I wasn't happy about it. It didn't work. At the end of the day, it's just not what you should be achieving for, in my opinion.
um, at,
I think someone who
also
looks out for you is also concerned by like, how much does your help affect that person? Like, you should be both helpful and supportive of what you're doing.
yeah,
And I think some people don't
I
want to
agree
be
with you.
supportive; they just want to be helpful.
Um,
It is different. It is very different.
supportive is a weird word. I feel like supportive, you can also like if someone's going down the wrong road, you would be supporting of them like against that. But like
That's
whatever.
the that
That's like semantics at this point.
that's the word I was looking for. It's very hard to do that. There's one thing being empathetic, and there's one thing being empathy and crap. It's not apathy. Okay, never mind. I forgot the word empathy.
Sympathy.
Sympathy and empathy. Yes,
Yeah.
there's one thing about being empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing about being sympathetic. It is easy to be empathetic because like you don't need to put themselves in your shoes. You just need to be understanding of their situation. It is very hard to be sympathetic. And a lot of people try to be sympathetic. The thing is they don't really know the other people's experience or situations, and they try to know what their better best for them. You can deal whatever sound you have.
Sorry. You said it's hard to be empathetic, but
I
easy to be
maybe
sympathetic.
I think I'm confusing the definitions. It is either one or the other. One is like
Empathetic is to put yourself in people's shoes, and sympathetic is just to feel for someone's pain without any
okay,
like logic. Um,
okay, never mind. The other way around then. I think it's easy to be sympathetic. I think it's hard
yeah.
to be empathetic.
Hmm.
And sometimes you try to be empathetic because it is a better feeling. But like it is hard because unless you really know what the other person is experiencing, you will only come out as selfish because you think you know what they're feeling or doing and why that is happening, and you try to help them because you think you know, but in your thinking you only affect them, or you only like have a negative effect on them because you don't actually know, and you give them advice that is not actually helpful for them. So I think unless you're certain of like you can help them, you should stay in sympathy, not empathy.
That's definitely something I probably should have done at the start of this. Like, be more empathetic and like take a little more time to understand like where you're coming from. Because
It is hard.
I do want to help Manuel. I feel like there's a lot of people that don't like appreciate the way like you talk sarcastically, and like, okay, how can I get Manuel to fix this, so to speak? And turns out, Manuel is very comfortable with, the way he is and the people he has. I didn't know that part. I didn't know that like you have people that, are very sincere to you and like are okay with like your like sarcasm.
There's definitely a limit, and I try to be aware of everyone's limit and everyone's situation, and like everyone's like how much I can be jokeful around them, but
Yeah, I just want to know. I just want you to have options. Like, because if these people like that are good to you, and let's say like we're all human beings, like we're all gonna falter, and say they move on one of these days, it's always nice to have like good people that aren't like all about sarcasm. Like there is there's probably other people out there like let's say that like don't find the sarcasm as like interesting, and but they're like they could be like they could have a really healthy relationship with you as well. And I think like if you be flexible, you can really open some you can really open some doors up. And I think that would be great. Like I mean, you can like consider that. And like if you want to think about it as an option, I don't know what your situation is right now in terms of like how connected you want to be with people right now. But yeah, I would love to talk to you about this like in the future again, because
sure.
I find it interesting where you're coming from. And I like and I'm kind of and I'm invested, but I'm also like perplexed. Like I don't completely understand like all of the nuances of how you think, but
Oh, believe me, I don't even do.
I think
Not even myself.
yeah, no, but yeah, I would love to talk to you in the future, maybe about this another time. But I mean, I'm glad you came here tonight, though. Just you had a busy day, and thanks for coming through this. Um, But yeah, I just want to let you know that like this whole conversation, I wasn't trying to like be provocative, like pry into you for no reason. I wasn't trying to bully you. I just want to like if I see something like I think is wrong, I want to like talk about it. And clearly, it's not it's less so of a wrong right situation. Um, but I do like I want you to know I'm coming. I'm not trying to come from like a hateful place or anything. Okay. Like
No, it's fine. I understand.
I don't have anything bad against you, Manuel. I
You're
just
passionate about what you're saying. That's why you're doing this. I understand.
yeah. Yeah, Manuel.
Anyways, too much psychoanalysis. Anything else?
It's fine for now. You have a Catan game to go to, I believe, right?
I don't think it's. Let me check. I don't think it's happening yet. No, no messages yet, so it's not happening. So I'm good right now.
That's cool. It's probably a good time to cut off, though. I think we both are pretty busy. But Manuel, it's good to hear from you again, and definitely gave me a lot of things to think about and to empathize with, try to understand more. Um, but yeah, dude, have a good rest of your night, Manuel.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
That was fun. Maybe another time.
Yeah, of course, another time. I mean, yeah, whenever like you're free.
Not this weekend.
No.
Not this weekend.
I mean, in like probably the far future.
Yeah, no.
To be frank, like, I do want to get like people on here at least once. Um, go through the full roster and then get people coming on recurring. But yeah,
Who else would be interested in this? I feel Trico. Yeah, Trico would be a good host. Or sorry, a good
I've
guest.
had Trico on here, and he's not a great conversation piece, to be honest.
Really?
He's he's not sarcastic, but he's very dismissive for sure. It's like, hey, Trico, like I heard, this happened. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Like, it's like, yes, quite. And then I'm like,
I can picture that 100% is like, yes. I'm like, okay.
yeah.
That's Trico. Maybe
Now
actually
I'm thinking about it. Dang,
uh,
am I being biased towards you, Manuel? Because he was pretty dismissive, but I put up with it for the whole time because I didn't bring it up.
wow,
But
I'm offended now.
perhaps you're justified.
No, it's fine.
At the same time, what's his face? Trico, yeah, has been he's also had his balance of like being really attentive to me as well. So like I don't know.
He
I
has
won't.
pictures of you hanging in his wall. I think that is the balance.
That's a good. That's probably a really good example. That's a fantastic point. Um,
I will
I don't know, Manuel. I haven't gotten to know you too well
I
as I
will
feel
not
like I
say
should have.
sorry, go ahead.
That's all. I feel like I haven't gotten to know you as well as I could have.
I will not say that the pictures verge on the edge of creepiness, but
They
I'm
are
kidding.
on the edge of something.
They're on the edge of something.
Yeah,
Maybe
not.
Oh, now that I think about it. Sorry for interrupting. Now that I'm thinking
No, you're
about it,
good. I stutter a lot.
Jeremy, he's a great conversationalist.
I had him on.
Oh, okay.
Uh, last time, yeah. He
He's
was fun.
very chill.
Yeah, he was fun to have. He's good at talking for sure.
Um, I feel Stefan really depends on the mood, but he could also be good.
Steph is I think for everyone is different obviously about like what they find interesting to talk about. So I think that's also something for me to think about. What and it's very I feel like however I look at it, it's going to be very hit or miss. I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on in your head and what you enjoy talking about. So I just happened to talk about things he wasn't as interested in talking about. And,
Mm.
he was very much, I'm not sure, like, I don't know what I want to do in computer engineering, or I haven't put too much thought in like my relationships, like marriage or even higher than that, blah, blah,
Oh, I'm
blah.
glad you didn't ask that.
That's what
Relationships.
with you.
No, I'm glad you didn't ask about relationships at all.
Oh, with you.
With me? You mean about me?
You said you're glad I didn't talk about relationships. Do you mean with
Yeah.
you? Oh, okay, okay,
Yes, yes, yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
That
Oh, I see now.
obviously. I was like with Steph. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will ask that. If you don't want me to talk about it, that's fine too.
Oh God.
I'm
No,
kidding.
just
I'm
get a
kidding.
big blank stare of like, what are those? Are
Yeah,
those something you eat?
yeah. That'd be great. As a one-liner, like, what are those? Is that something you eat? And we'd be done with it, man. Well, I would be satisfied. It's like those bonus points. Okay, if the teacher sees you write a paragraph for a bonus point, like, or like, fills up the whole exam with the on the bonus point, she's gonna not be happy with it. Okay, you're good at
Mm,
the sarcasm is great in doses. Let me tell you that it's a weapon, but you have to use it carefully. And you're
fair.
you're not bad at it. All right, man.
People have
Well,
told me my mind works in an interesting way. It's like when they're thinking of something, my head is thinking of entirely something else, which is great at delivering like one-liners because literally people just tell me, "How did you come up with that on the spot?" And the answer is, I honestly don't know myself half the time. It's just like it. I really make weird connections of like, "Oh, this is perfect." I might just say it.
mm-hmm. Nice.
Anyways, mm,
Well, man. Well, we've been talking maybe like an hour
yeah, it's been
and a half.
well,
We'll see. I'll like upload it tonight or whatever. And
sure.
if you want, if you're okay, if someone asks me if they want to watch it, I'll ask you first. Obviously, this isn't like going out to anyone. It's just you and me talking, really. Um, that's all it really boils down to. But yeah, man. Well, thanks for being on here. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for inviting me. See you.
Take care, man.